Caribou Data Science channel. As the title suggests, we actually will not be loading the data into SQL Server, because that was actually covered in other videos. So look for the videos that has to do with SSIS, and you'll find out how to load this data into your system. In the last session, what we did was, of course, we came over and we used let's use Gemini tonight, okay? Now, supposedly there's supposedly there was a new version of Gemini out, which allowed you for free extensions, public. It allowed you to do code edits, but that may not be through the standard interface. I'm not really sure about that, okay? But anyway, tonight's subject is going to be SQL analysis. We're going to be using an online sales database again. And as you recall, last time we created a category and a subcategory for each product. And we'll be using those two categories to see if we need to do some analysis, as well as some basic EDA, okay? So what we're going to do first of all, let's try something here. Go over here. If you don't know how to do a connection, you come over here and you just kind of like follow along here, okay? Profile name, parameter, server name, Windows authentication, database. You don't have to put this in right now. You can select it over here. Encryption, you want to say optional, right? Database name, authentication, trust, server certification. And then you come over here, and your server name, if you run it on your local computer, we call it's good enough to just put in. It's good enough to just put in local host. Okay. So once you do that and you're connected, then you come back over here. Okay. Now you also need to need to install a couple of tools. You need to install things like let's take a look. What do I have installed here? You can see I have SQL Server, which is the main Microsoft extension. I got a couple other things like Pretty SQL, and that's really the main thing. Okay. Well, there's also SQL Language Server. Script compare, but that's really the one you need the most is maybe SQL Server and SQL Tools. Okay, SQL Tools also possibly. Okay, so anyway, so let's come back over here. Let's open up our connections. Let's do a connect. Let's go databases, online sales, new query. Now sometimes it will tell you. Sometimes depending on how you open this up, you may have to use the full qualified database name, so to be, for instance, e-commerce, online sales, table name, okay? Sometimes you have to do that, all right? But in this case here, it shouldn't be necessary, but let's just make sure. Let's just do a quick count. Now, I'll also mention that what you need to know is that sometimes you have to put DBO. So here's DBO. So this tells us that you have to put the schema name in. We're using the XYZ. XYZ because I ran out of table names. I didn't know what else to call it. Okay. Close that. Let's see if this runs now. Yeah, so now this means it works, okay? Let's come back over here for a moment to see if we can find something out about our tables here. Script to create. Yeah, and of course, as always, don't be bashful. We come up here and say so we're going to come over here, we're going to take this. Okay, you close this up here, don't save. Don't save. Well, we didn't want to do that, did we? Let's go back over here. New query. Let's close this. Good. And let's come back over here to Gemini. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let's come up here. Let's see how many of these questions we can answer ourselves. Okay. Normally you use by category. We're going to do, we can do category first. Let's do sales by category, then the separate sales by why is life expectancy there? So let's see what happens here. We may have to put something else in front of, okay. Select star from, let's try putting DBO dot. Let's go over here, let's see what we're doing wrong. So what you can do, you can go over here like this, okay, you can take a look at the table, you can see, let's take a look at the top 6, let's take a look at the top 1,000. So this is what I was talking about. Sometimes you have to use the fully qualified, I'm going to call it the fully qualified name, okay? And it depends on how you're, it's kind of hard to explain, but it depends on how you're actually accessing the database. Sometimes all you have to do is put in DBO. I'm not sure what the difference is, but sometimes you have to only put in DBO.xyz. Sometimes you only have to put in XYZ. But let's go back up here. And the first question was what? All right. So we come over here then. We're going to say category, total sales, Let's do this. Let's start out with a round, okay? Right? Then we're going to say, come down to here, we're going to say GRUPY category. Then we're going to say order by. I hope you notice a nice pretty highlighting here, okay? I can't spell my keywords. Okay, let's do this. That should work, okay, that should work. Okay, good. So now we got our list sorted by total sales, okay? So let's do a top. Now let's come back, now let's come and do around. Okay, so now we got our top category. Now some of the categories don't make any sense, but that's not important. Now we come over here, you can say you can open this in a new tab, okay? You can say, you can export it to a JSON file, you can export it to an Excel file. But let's do a couple more things here. While we're here, we might as well go ahead, for instance, and do a count, do an order count for each product. Okay, so this will tell us and we might as well do an average while we're here also, okay? Let's start with a round. Notice we are getting some helpful suggestions there. What's it called? Magic finger or something like it as G sales, okay, comma. So this will give us some useful information. Okay, so let's come over here. Let's export this to an Excel spreadsheet. Now we come over here, and we could do some very quick analysis. Let's convert these two to dollars. Order count, let's do just a comma. So now what we've got to do is let's come up here, let's zoom out a little bit. Let's say 80%. So we can fit it, hopefully you can see this, but if you can't, that's okay also. Over here, remember it's ordered by sales, descending. Go over here now and say, let's insert a plot. So now we got a quick plot of set. Okay? Let's do another quick plot by average sales. So this would be the average sale per order. All right? Average sale per order. Now what if we come over here and we sort this largest to smallest? You can go over here and do a plot by order counts. I'm sorry, order count. Let's do a plot by the final one is total sales. All right. insert, let's do a line plot. Well, this isn't good. Well, this doesn't really make any sense, does it? Change type. Let's do a column type. So in terms of dollars spent, you can see the lunch category, okay? So now let's come back over here. We don't need to keep this, but you understand. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I will also tell you that we can directly access SQL Server databases from both inside of Excel and inside of Power Query or Power BI, okay? But it's more fun to do it this way, right? So there's our first plot. Now let's do the same. Now, what I want you to notice here is I'm basically recycling all the code, okay? Okay. We're going to change category for subcategory. Notice a nice completion here. All right. Top 10 items by subcategory. So now we got our information for the top 10 things for. Now this is interesting. How can you only have 2 orders for Craft Little Birdie? Now I will point out that this is this is the net sales. So this includes sales minus cancels. Okay. Because look, we got all these orders over here for Craft Little Birdie. We only have two orders, okay? So the average order is half of this, right? So of course here, you go over here and we can order by average sales, all right? Or we can order by so you can do little extra things up here, right? We can see, let's do this. Let's order ascending. So let's order them by, so you can see now it's alphabetic. Big bag red, bunting, collar, and so forth. But let's go over here. Let's just bring our sales back up. Descending sales. Let's do another export to Excel. Subcategory, I'm going to overwrite this one here. Now, with 2 very quick queries, we actually get quite a bit of information, okay? So let's just take a look. Come over here, do average sales over here. Let's do this. So what happens when we do this? I wonder if we did a stacked bar chart. So why is that the only thing? Let's do this again. Let's do average sales. Insert okay. Okay, this birdie's causing us a big problem here, okay? So that's a problem. So for the sake of demonstration purposes, we're going to get rid of the big birdie. So you can see that there's still, even among average cells, there's still quite a bit of War2 glider assisted designs. So there's still quite a bit of discrepancy in terms of average sales. What about order numbers? So what would you do in the real world if you had something that completely knocked your visualizations out of whack by having that okay, it's fun, but let's just go over here. Let's go over here. Let's do a zoom. Let's do 75%. Okay. So we got that. Now let's come over here. Let's do total sales. So again, we're getting some very good basic EDA type of information. I don't know what that plot means, but I like it anyway. Okay, so what does this mean? So what's on the x-axis? What's this plot even called? Well, I really like this plot. I just don't know what it means. Let's ask Chat. Let's ask. Let's try something here. Did save a picture. So, if you know what a funnel plot is, if you know what this plot means, drop me a comment and let me know, okay? Or stop by the chat session and let me know, okay? So we got this funnel plot here, right? Okay. So does this sort of represent a percentage of this up here? So does this kind of let's do something a little crazy. Let's do a print screen. Okay, let's come over here. picture. Key takeaways. The hanging heart tea light holder is a top seller with $586,000 outside of the one little one. The one is ridiculous. The top three products have slightly higher sales than the rest. Sales decreases as you move down the chart. In summary, the chart is visually appealing, way to represent a ranked list of top-selling products. It's important to understand that it's not a true funnel plot. Okay, used for statistical analysis. I got it. It's a horizontal bar plot. It's actually I actually really like it because it really does give a really good representation of the relationship between the products. Okay. So that was interesting, wasn't it? I had to say, I really like this plot. It does a really good job of visualizing the various relationships for the amount of sales for each product. It really is interesting. Okay. But anyway, my friends, that's it for this evening. We'll pick it up Sunday night. We'll continue to work with SQL until I decide to move on. But we've only got a couple questions answered so far, all right? So let's just come back over here. Oh, man, I closed the whole thing, didn't I? Let's go over here. And let's copy all this. We'll come over here, okay? And we'll come down here. Now can we come back up here, highlight this, and it did, good. So what it did, it converted all this text here to And we'll call that this. So now we have all of our, we've already done this one here, right? So let's mark this with a little thing here. That means it's done. With that, my friends, now we got our questions all set up for the next session on Sunday night. Again, I hope you found this helpful and a gentle introduction to how to use VS Code to do basic SQL analysis. Okay.